Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with an instant match reaction. Newcastle United have done it again, winning again. It seems to be happening every single time we play, and I'm buzzing, keep on saying it, repeating myself. It's something I'll never get bored of saying. That's the 9th win on the spin. Newcastle United beat Wolves 3-0 tonight at St James's Park in a game that didn't particularly look hard, but was a bit frustrating at times. So we're going to get stuck right into this, talk about the game, talk about the key moments, talk about a certain Swedish striker, as you know we're going to talk about. If that's the kind of thing you guys like, smash subscribe, come help us get us to the next milestone. We're live tonight as well. Jump in the comments. We always like to hear what you've got to say. And I've had an unbelievable day. I've had a great day today. I've been off work for one, right? I had a lovely walk down the lovely, beautiful Tynemouth coast. That's right, Troy Deeney, the beautiful Tynemouth coast. I had a lovely breakfast, and Newcastle United have won 3-0 and are sitting 4th in the Premier League table. What a great way to end my birthday today. Happy birthday to me. But let's get stuck into the game. That's more important than my birthday anyway. So this is how we lined up tonight against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Obviously, the big news was Fabian Schär missing from the squad. He's got the bug, I think, is what it is. And I don't mean the bug to play for Newcastle, which he obviously does have. But everyone's ill at the minute. Everyone's got the lurgy, flu, God knows what, bugs, etc., etc. And Fabian Schär, apart from being mint to football and ridiculously handsome, obviously is not immune to the bug. So he wasn't in the squad. But there was a few players in the bench that were rumoured to be getting sold before the game, even in the lead up to the game. Talks about Mickey Amron going back to MLS. But this is how we lined up, how we thought we were going to line up. I didn't think Schär would be back in the starting lineup anyway. I thought Botman and Byrne would keep that back two together. And then obviously the rest of the team picked itself. Loads of changes from the Cup at the weekend, as we would expect as well. So, we started the game, again, the first 10 minutes seemed to be the longest 10 minutes of the season for me. I was just kind of waiting for something to happen. And Wolves came up here with a weird game plan. It was kind of Josie-esque in a way that they wanted to come and upset the play, upset the balance for us, really. They were knocking the ball long, and they had 4 men pushing our back four back to being a flat back four rather than the wing backs pushing up. And it was frustrating a little bit. We were still trying to have those little intricate moments of play, but the back four couldn't, operate the way they had been with Tino and Howe pushing further up, bombing up, being that double up either side for Murphy and for Gordon. So we didn't quite have the same kind of penetration in the first kind of 15 minutes or so than we usually have. But then we started to get into the game. The chances starting to come, little bits of movement here and there, a few little chances. Sarr makes a great save. I think Murphy breaks, puts a great ball across the box. I thought Jacob Murphy was excellent tonight as well. I'll talk about the players individually in a minute. Whips a ball across the box, and Isak just dicks it. He was offside, but it's a great save from Sarr with his foot. He looked lively. He was really quick off his line. He was obviously worried about the threat of Alexander Isak. The midfield started to play a little bit more with it. Bruno started coming to the game. Tonali started to push a little bit further up. Joe Linton looked tired, I thought, tonight in many ways. Not the kind of Joe Linton that we normally, know and love, but he still put a decent performance. And then we get the breakthrough with Alexander Isak just after the half-hour mark. A little bit of play on the side. He comes in, a little bit of quick feet. He takes a shot, it flicks off the Wolves player and goes into the kind of opposite corner that maybe Alexander Isak was looking to shoot in. And we're 1-0 up in the game, and that's a great way to kind of go in at half-time, really. And I thought Wolves were in this game still, and I even said that was in the Toon Review chat at the half-time interval. I'm sure a few of you guys were in there as well. And I said that Wolves are still in this game. We need that second goal. And we got that second goal on the 57th minute again. And it was Alexander Isak again. And this time, Wolves, who I thought had defended quite well in many ways. That big, was it Agbaradou? I keep wanting to say Agadou, to be fair. But he was all tough and blood and thunder him. And Bueno was doing all right as well. I thought that they did all right at the back. But for whatever reason, they just decided to have a stretch and a yawn. And then Bruno Guimaraes puts a lovely little, kind of reverse pass through to Alexander Isak, the deadliest centre forward, not just in Europe, well, probably the Premier League, but not probably in world football at the minute. And he just sticks into the back of the net. It's the easiest fucking goal he's going to score, and then he sticks the arm out. Like a Cantona style, as if piece of piss, and that's Wolves are really struggling after that. They still try, they still push, they really try to get back into the game. And then we get the third goal, which is Anthony Gordon on the 74th minute. Alexander Isak, again, he tries to get the ball through, tries to put it in the back post, bounces back off, a little bit of quick feet, a little bit of step over, picks Anthony Gordon out again, who's in acres of space, and a beautiful little slide finish to the bottom corner. And what I loved about Gordon was he turned around as well, and he said to Isak, "How unselfish are you?" And gave him loads of praise, because he could have had a shot himself, Isak, but he was absolutely magnificent tonight. 2 goals and an assist. I'm going early. Alexander Isak, my man of the match, hands down. But there were some hairy moments at the end. Dubravka makes a great save against Larson, who I thought was a handful tonight in times. He roughed up Byrne and he roughed up Botman. He makes a great save, flicks off his foot and hits the post. I think when Matheus Cunha come on, he was really dangerous. I'd quite like to see Newcastle test the water for him, in all fairness, possibly in the summer when we've got a bit of money to spend, because he looks a really, really good player. That's Wolves in the bottom 3 now as well. So if they go down, Matheus Cunha will be gone from their lickety split, and they'll probably try and get the best fee they possibly can for it. But we brought on a whole raft of substitutions after that. Straight after Gordon's goal, more or less, as well. Mickey Almiron comes on, Joe Willock comes on, Will Asula comes on, and was just running around like a crazy madman, like he was at the weekend. Did all right, held the ball up well. Great determination. Almiron actually didn't look half bad today. He was shit at the weekend, and I was very quick to judge him, but he looked all right today. Maybe he's playing with a little bit of freedom off his mind, thinking he might be moving on. This could be his last appearance at St James, potentially. I don't know. Joe Willock, a bit of a weird cameo from Joe Willock. Weird little twists and weird little turns and dropping shoulders and spinning on the spot like Anthony at Man United. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, to be fair. Lovely to see Louis Miley come on as well for a good 10 or 12 minutes. Again, really comfortable on the ball. I think when I checked his SofaScore stats, he had 100% passing ratio again. And again, just looked really, really comfortable on the ball. No Sean Longstaff coming off the bench. Read into that what you will. But Newcastle go out 3-0 winners. Obviously, they had a goal ruled out. It was blatantly a handball. Came in from a cross, and I think it hits the centre half. Is it Bueno? It kind of comes in between his arm with him and Dubravka, and he does kind of pull it down, and he puts it in the back of the net. And yes, Spurs fans, that one's a handball, because nobody else grabbed the ball after the handball and then put it into the back of the net, like the one with Joe Linton, before you start in your comments if you are lurking around in the shadows. But a comfortable win for Newcastle United, 3-0, 9th win on the spin. Looking at our fixtures as well, guys. Wow. I mean, I don't know when this run will end. Touch wood, I don't attempt fate. Bournemouth will be a sticky game at the weekend, but you got to say on paper you fancy Newcastle for that. Southampton away, they're dog shit. You fancy the form Newcastle are going to get that. And Fulham at home as well. You would fancy us to get a good win in that. We've got a great historical record in that fixture, and that would take us into the second leg at home against Arsenal, where we could seal Wembley. I mean, this season has just taken a massive positive turn for the better, and I'm absolutely buzzing for it. So let's see what some of you guys are saying there in the comments. Marcus is in the house. First Newcastle player to score 8 consecutive games. My word, how can anybody forget it, Marcus? Setting records more than Alan Shearer. And I think that's the first time in the Premier League Newcastle United have won 6 games on the spin. So it just goes to show you how well these lads are playing and how well Alexander Isak is playing. Vince is saying Isak, Murphy, Gordon, Tonali were on fire in the first half. Great energy from Tino and Hall. Bruno in fine form with his 9th assist of the season. Yeah, and I think Gordon's got 8 goals as well now. Vincent, so they're both in great form. I think Marcus said, I don't think it's cool anymore. Currently Alice in Wonderland times. Not sure what to think about it. Just enjoy the ride, mate. Stout Stag saying, very happy for the winning clean sheet, but it was a bit strange at times. It was a little bit, I think frustrating is probably the right word, I think, Stag, is that, Wolves did come to try and have a game plan, but it just didn't quite work for them. They came to try and bypass our midfield, but then we found a way to win, which is a good sign for us, and also a little bit of a marker down to the Premier League teams is that won't work against us, so hopefully no other fuckers will try as well. You're right, George, Europe is back in our hands. Big R saying good result. Man of the match was Tonali for him. He was excellent tonight again. Miggy and Willock just not good enough. Well, I think that's the general consensus. Guy saying, damn, wonder how many more we can win in a row. We're looking at those fixtures, Guy. We could be in a 10 or 11. Big English saying all these late games are great. Means that I can watch them easy in Australia. Brilliant, mate. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I don't know what time that is over there. Let us know in the comments, mate. The bearded Toon fan, I'm in love with Isak. Best striker we've had since Cole and Shearer. No one else. is class. 17 goals already in 23 games in all comps. That team got 15 as well. 15 goals this season. He's only 1 behind Erling Haaland, the robot, and he's only 3 behind Mo Salah. I mean, he's going to get 20 goals, I think, this season anyway, which is testament in itself, as you say, Bearded. We didn't have players doing that, since we had Shearer, Ferdinand, Andy Cole, even Wilson maybe didn't get too close with it, and Michael Owen was always injured, wasn't he? In terms of his goal scoring record was good when he was fit, even though he was a prick. But, he was never fit long enough to get the 20 goal mark. But wow, this lad is unbelievable, isn't he? Yeah, Robert Almiron sending back to Atlanta. It seems to be the case, mate. It really seems to be the case. Adiri saying, hi, Chris, how are you? United versus Wolves. My man of the match was Sandro Tonali. Yeah, absolutely. And Phil says, can any fuckers give us a game? I hope not, mate. I hope not. But yeah, I mean, it's just a brilliant performance from the lads. I mean, and again, that game could have been sticky, could have been ugly, could have been one of the games Newcastle wouldn't have won last season, and the lads are playing with so much confidence, even looking at the bench players coming on. Again, Trips was coaching from the sideline, which I loved seeing. He was yelling at Byrne, I think it was, or yelling at Tino or somebody for not doing something right. Tino and Hall looked excellent again today. There was one part of the game where I think they hit us on the break and he just tucked inside of Tino, and out of nowhere, Lewis Hall was over on Tino's side and put a tackle in. And I thought that's fucking brilliant, because those two fullbacks have got each other's backs so much that Hall's even went over and doubled up on that attack to help Tino Livramento. That kind of shit is what you should see Trent and Robertson doing for years. And I really do think if these two lads continue with their progression, we could have the next two unbelievable fullback team in the Premier League. I really do believe that, because these two, again, the sky is the limit for them. They absolutely are. Lee's saying we are class up the mags. Absolutely. Yeah, and you're right, Marcus. Hall's everywhere. Great vision. And a tricky game from tonight as well. He looked leggy at times, did Hall, but he still looked absolutely brilliant, I thought, in the game. Absolutely outstanding. Marcus saying this team is so well balanced right now. No team will look forward to playing as up the tune. Absolutely, mate. And Arthur says Lionel Murphy dribbling like Messi. He's got to be in for a shout for Ballon d'Or, mate, hasn't he? Looney Tune Botman putting a great shift too. He really, really did. Andy Ford saying if Isak keeps scoring like this, not even Elon Musk will be able to afford him. Did you see that crack about him buying Liverpool? I kind of want that for them, just to piss them off, just to ruin their fun. Tommy saying happy birthday, Amy, from your granda. Okay, mate. I think that's a nice birthday message. Thank you very much, mate. I always appreciate the nice birthday messages. Joe Podolly saying Lewis Skelly has the most rubbish 2 decisions in him I've ever seen. Ha ha. Well, I mean, he's not a patch on Tino Livramento, mate. I'll tell you that for free. He can piss right off, because we are class and we have got some brilliant fullbacks in our team. Pete saying, hello, great stuff as always. Enjoyed the stream with Kieran Maguire. Yeah, it was a brilliant one, that. Really, really enjoyed that one with Kieran. He's a top bloke, really nice guy. Really generous with his time as well, mate. Chris Thompson saying, great win, European we come. Absolutely, Chris, absolutely. El Capo was saying, Tonali, absolute Rolls Royce with the greatest engine tick over that makes the mags tick up the fucking mags, and let the rest now. We're coming. They should now. We're coming, El Capo, because we are coming fast as well. We are coming faster than one of them kids in American Pie. I was trying to think of a good analogy there, and that's about as good as I could get. It's been a long day for me, a good, enjoyable day, but a long day. And thank you very much for the birthday wishes, Tim. I will keep writing. I haven't written for a while, actually. I'm too happy, clearly, with all of this great football being played. Something will piss me off soon enough. I'm pretty sure of that. And I'll be on there, mate, and I'll be on there. Sherson saying, I wish today was my birthday. William says, happy birthday. Thank you very much. Well, I'm glad the lads won. If I hadn't won, I would have been coming on a bit more pissed off that my birthday had been ruined. Happy birthday to everyone claiming the day. It is actually my birthday, Rob. I'm not just claiming the day. But if you want to claim it, you can claim it, mate. Absolutely claim it. As George just said happy birthday. I'm miles behind with the comments up there. So maybe George has claimed it's his birthday as well. And happy birthday for us, George. And if it's not, happy non-birthday to you. Looney Tunes saying, what a difference since that Brentford game. I'd love to know what Eddie said to them. There was talk about Anthony Gordon said that Eddie Howe, I think he sat them all down individually and talked to them all about the performances and what they needed to do to improve. And wow, look at the improvement. So it's testament to Eddie's management ability. I know a lot of us called it into question, and we've covered this on old ground. We haven't got any of the, Eddie Howe now, any of that bollocks in the comments tonight. But at that particular time, a lot of people were right to ask the questions, because it looked like we didn't know what was going on. It didn't look like Eddie knew his best team. questionable decisions, and all of the stuff that goes with the pressures of being a football manager. But he's proved everybody wrong who doubted him there. And if he keeps winning football games and he keeps getting the best out of players like he is, those noises will disappear. And that's football. That's football. And if you can't deal with that or can't accept that as a football fan, maybe you don't really understand football. JV Addison said, even Chris, great result. Wolves made us work for that. Like they did. I thought Wolves were all right, decent enough in terms of resolute, hard, ugly, nasty, a bit Jose style tactics, really, I think it was, bypassing the midfield. But I just think they didn't take their chances. I think if Cunha had started, we might have been in trouble. But I think by the time he come on, we kind of had control of that game. Even though he was good, nobody else was really at his level. So yeah, I think it's safe to say we had the game in the bag before Cunha came on to make a difference. I guess it'd been a while since you've gone on a rant on Medium Muppets, Chris. It has actually, but I'm sure there might be a rant coming soon, guys. Might be coming soon. And Vincent just says, "Gimme a striker from Sweden." That's right. Give him to us, not to these shithouses who think they can afford him. Massive shout out to Martin Hardy as well, by the way, who is about the only person I've seen in the media absolutely take a dump over Sky Sports' incessant "how much will Isak go for" bollocks, and huge respect to Mr. Hardy for that. Absolute class. Stephen Harker saying, we are the Mighty Mags. Absolutely, Steve, we are the Mighty Mags. Graham says Isak the difference maker. He's heading to 25 plus. I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, we just need him fit is the thing. It's great to see Usala getting, let's get that wrong, I always say Osala or Usala. It's great to see Will Usala getting a chance to come into the team and obviously take the pressure off Isak for that fatigue and that fitness, because that's what holds Isak back. I think the way he plays the game with that explosive pace, that constant kind of quick feet diving in between those gaps between defenders, he gets battered, he gets kicked, the muscles go into some serious strain, and you need a centre forward to come on for the last 15-20 minutes sometimes and take the strain off the player so he's sharp for the next game. So I'm quite glad to see Ursula doing that. I know Wilson's supposed to be in the grass soon, but I'll believe that when I fucking see it. Joe Potter is saying, congrats on making it 30, matey. I wish, mate. I wish I'd add a few years to that, body lad, unfortunately. Not loads, mind you. Just maybe 13 to that, and then you'll get my number, mate. You'll get my number. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes, John. Really appreciate that, mate, as well. David's also saying happy birthday. Thank you very much, mate. It's yours tomorrow. Happy birthday tomorrow to you, David. And he'll start the day off in Crackenfell. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, you will. And I'm ending the day in Crackenfell after that. And to be honest, looking at that table as well and looking at how well we're playing, you look at the fixtures coming up, as I said there, those fixtures are all winnable games for Newcastle United. They really, really are. I mean, I'm not even, to be honest, looking into February, right? I'm not even sweating City at the Etihad, the way they're playing and the chances that they give up against teams. And if we go into that game still in this kind of form, City will be fucking shitting themselves playing against us in that vein of form. Then we've got Forest at home after that, and we end February away to Anfield, which would be a real tester. Could that even be a shootout for the title in that fixture? How fucking brilliant would that be? But yeah, I mean, the way we're playing right now, you're just not scared of anybody. You really, really aren't. Super chatting from Peter. Thanks, Peter. £5 super chat. Really appreciate that, buddy. Alexander the Great scored in 8 games in a row. Absolutely. Let's cue the Arsenal fans wetting their knickers about how much they want to sign him again. I saw something actually about John Duran as well. John Duran. Sorry, I keep saying Duran. My teeth are all over the place. John Duran, Duran from Aston Villa, and I think they got all that shit wrong about it, and the Villa fans pulled them out for that as well. And very poor from Arsenal fan TV. They think everyone's wanting to sign for them. Look at the way their fans were treating the likes of Kai Havertz and tweeting his wife after they got put out of the FA Cup at Manchester United. I'm not sure that's the kind of fan base that Duran or Isak want to play for, in all fairness. Phil saying the twats at the FA would be getting nervous the way we're playing. How dare we qualify for Europe? The Premier League will be more sweating to make because they hate anybody breaking the status quo. The Bearded Toon fan is saying, love the show, Paul. Paul's the Toon review. Mate, I'm Chris, but I'm glad you're loving the show anyway, buddy. But I've been called worse than Paul as the years have gone by, mate. Steve saying, Sandro, ole. Absolutely, mate. Sandro is what player, man. I just love the way, even right at the end of the game, he just runs and runs for days, and he's so silky. He's got an engine for days, and him Joe Linton and Bruno, class. And then to see Louis Miley come on as well and be composed, knock the ball between him and Bruno and Sandro and cover good ground as well, composure. You know, the way he scored that goal at the weekend, that midfield depth is brilliant. I'm concerned about Willock. I think Willock's regressing. Longstaff, I think, isn't long for this world as a Newcastle United player. I think he'll be gone in the summer. But yeah, those four in particular, very impressed. Possibly add another two in alongside Louis Miley for the backup to that midfield, and we're cooking, especially in the Champions League. Again, Paul says Tonali and Hall were absolutely superb as well. Mario was saying, is it Chris Usala falls alone? He looks awful. If he's only young, Mario. So you got to cut him a little bit of slack, mate. To be fair, he's not going to be the finished article, Bonnie lad. He's going to have some problems. But the goal of the weekend would have filled him full of confidence, mate. Absolutely filled him full of confidence. Chris was saying all the best, mate. Just letting you know you're not the only Chris who's had a birthday when the lads have won. Hey, mine was when we thumped Ipswich 4-0. You had a great birthday, Chris. Absolutely. Sensible saying, Chris, you share your birthday with Claudia Winkleman and Martin Luther King and Martin Dubravka as well. Sensible. You forgot about Martin Dubravka. But yeah. Who's more important? Who's more of an important figure out of those two, Claudia Winkleman or Martin Luther King? I'll let you decide, Sensible. But thank you very much for pointing that out, mate. Richard Sales said we fear no one. Absolutely. Mark's just reminding you in the comments, Isak has now got 46 Premier League goals in 71 games played, but that's just in 59.2 is that minutes and seconds played. He has some goals per minute record. He really does. I mean, that's why everybody wants to sign him, but he's our player. And if you want to sign him, you're going to have to pay possibly a world record fee, I reckon, at this particular moment, because he's so fucking good. Gibbo saying, even Chris, absolutely even to you too, Gibbo. Jakey Gamer is saying it's all was fast. He covers a lot of ground in pressuring the ball. I'd pick him over Wilson, mainly because Wilson will pull a hamstring if he tries to run that fast, mate. But you're right. He is definitely pushing for Wilson for that spot. Ronnie says, many happy returns. Thank you very much, buddy. Really appreciate that. Let's get a few more comments in there, guys. What else we got here? Let's have a look here. I'm just trying to get as many comments in as I can without background noise. Oh, that's an interesting one. We are saying, would you sell Pope? I would sell Pope if we got a better keeper. If we signed Kelleher from Liverpool, I would sell Pope, yes, because I'd make Kelleher my number one, because I'm a bit worried that Pope's injuries are more damaging than maybe the club want to let on. I think he's not came back the same goalkeeper. He seems to have issues when he's diving to his left, catching crosses as well. I think is a bit of an issue for him. So yeah, I think in the summer we could really see activity with the goalkeeper. And there was talk previously about Pope going back to Ipswich, I think it was, which is his team in the summer. If Ipswich even stay up or go down, I don't think if he'll go there if they go down, but he might go and sign for somebody else. Excuse me, I'll have a drink. But he's still a good shot stopper, Pope. But yeah, I'm not sure he's going to be the future for us moving forward. Matty is saying TNT dickheads pushing the Isak sale again. That doesn't surprise me. Thank God Shea Gibbons there. He'll put them right, mate. He'll definitely put them right. Chris Cook is saying, could you imagine Newcastle and Forest in the Champions League next season? I'd love to see the Premier League meeting. I'd love to be a fly on the wall, Chris, just to see them scratching their heads going, Forest, Newcastle, what the fuck? What's happening? What's happened is both those teams fully deserve to be in the top four if they finish there at the end of the season. Forest have been electric this season. And matter of fact, Nottingham Forest won 2 European Cups. So they've won more cups than fucking Arsenal and Spurs as well. So stick that up your Premier League. You've got no respect for legacy or anything like that whatsoever, because they're a bunch of wankers. Because all they care about is commercialism, not actual heritage of football. Tim said, we're cooking on gas. UCL is definitely on now. Tremendous performance. I mean, the Champions League is ours now to secure. If we fuck this up, we've only got ourselves to blame. We really have. And we continue to play the way we're playing with those fixtures going in. I mean, like I say, we've covered the fixtures coming up. We've got Bournemouth, Southampton, Fulham. And then we've got City away, Forest at home, Liverpool away. They're tough fixtures. And after that, we've got West Ham away. I know Potter's come in and done a little bit of something, but that's a winnable fixture. Palace at home is a winnable fixture. Brentford at home is a winnable fixture. Leicester City away is a winnable fixture. And we've got Man United at home is a winnable fixture. Villa away, tough fixture, but still winnable. Ipswich at home. I've got Brighton away, which is a really tough fixture. Chelsea at home. Again, Arsenal, that's a winnable fixture. Chelsea won. Arsenal away. We're sure we've got Arsenal's number. We finish for Everton at home. So there's a real good chance with those fixtures that Newcastle United could secure Champions League football. There's no reason to say why they couldn't. If they keep everybody fit, as many people fit as they can, they keep them fit, and they keep playing that vein of form as well. For me, I think we could really be looking at top 4. Paul says Kelleher would be immense. Best second choice keeper in the Premier League. I totally agree with that. I think he's a brilliant goalkeeper. And I think Newcastle will go big for a goalkeeper in the summer. I really do. I just think that it would be stupid not to, mate. They really would. The injuries to Pope are a real concern, real concern. And I think the club has to do something about that. Georgia said, I think we're in a good place to claim top 4. I pray we strengthen to nail it on. That's an interesting one, guys. I mean, I'm not sure we're going to strengthen this window. Mind you, if Miggy goes, which it looks like he might do, I think Longstaff not coming on tonight may be telling us something there. Potentially, there's maybe a deal for Longstaff on the cards. The Lloyd Kelly links as well. Are they just trying to get more money for Kelly? I mean, if they've knocked back 11 million quid for Lloyd Kelly when they got him for fuck all, that's surprising. But if they can get themselves a good right winger, if we can get a good right winger in this window to put pressure on Murphy to continue those performances, have a bit of squad rotation as well. If you sell Longstaff, I don't think they'll buy another midfielder. The right centre-back position, is it still an issue for us? We've got Cher back now, obviously, when he's back from his illness. We've got Botman, we've got Byrne. Lascelles is obviously on the way back as well. So, yeah, I think for me, it'd be very interesting to see if anything does happen this window. I think a lot of the Premier League clubs, were waiting until this naughty step thing came out before they decided what they were going to do. And I think the fact that now that's out of the way and it looks like Newcastle are in the clear, maybe we'll see a little bit of movement before the window shuts. Kev said, are you trying to say that Newcastle are Premier League contenders, Chris, or are Liverpool too far ahead for that? Well, I think Liverpool are possibly too far ahead for that, Kev. But listen, if we're up there third and second, mate, why not? Fuck it. Let's go as much as we can for it, as hard as we can for it. If we go to Anfield and it's first versus second, then what an unbelievable fixture that'll be for us. I mean, the mainstream media will be fucking livid that Newcastle are second in the league if it gets to that stage. We were saying, I think your home form will see you clinch top 4. Shouldn't be any trophy expectations this season. I'm jealous of your midfield. If Longstaff leaves, you can have him, mate. I will drive him down for you. I think he's raced his run with the club. Lovely lad, but as a player, I don't think he's offering a great deal more to this squad. I think Louis Miley is streets ahead of him, mate. David said he thought the Bravka was top class tonight. Fucking hell. I think I saw you say that, David, in the Toon review. I mean, if you are humming of spunk, mate, I suggest you get in the shower and wash that shit off. It'll be like silly string. It'll stick to you, mate. You better get a good scrub on with that, mate. And I don't want to hear about how hard you're scrubbing the ball bag from me. But I'm glad you're excited. Lee Madpoy saying, oh, great win. Absolutely great win. Davey is saying, happy birthday. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. You're an absolute ledge for that. Thank you. And Joanne is saying, I've always thought Dubravka is better than Pope. It's funny, Joanne, I think Dubravka is better with his feet. I mean, when we first signed Dubravka, he looked a really good goalkeeper, good shot stopper, good with his feet, quick off his line. He went through a really sticky patch, and that's why we had to sign Pope. But I think Dubravka's showing his class there just towards the end of it, and he's on a great run with us. And that's why I think this negotiation to keep him till the end of the season is sensible. And I think we will do that. I don't think we'll bring in the goalkeeper this window. I think we'll stick with what we've got. Pope will get back fit, hopefully come back stronger than he was when he got injured. And then in the summer, I think I'd be shocked if Dubravka doesn't leave and go on to pastures new, and he'll go with everybody's blessings. And then obviously we'll get another keeper to push Pope for that number one spot. Kelleher, Ramsdale's been linked, but everywhere that fucker goes, they seem to get relegated. So maybe we shouldn't sign him. That's what Mark says. He thinks he's cursed. He's like a cursed object. Lynn saying Miley came on instead of Longstaff. Yeah, on account of being levels above square ball. Sure. Maybe the penny has dropped with Eddie, Lynn. Maybe finally it has dropped that Louis Miley is a much better player than Sean Longstaff. God bless him. Sean Longstaff does run hard. He works hard. He runs all day long. Yeah, but I'm not sure his future's at this club anymore. Yeah, Mark is better than Pope, says he. And there you go, Mark. That's great praise indeed. Absolutely great praise. You're right, George. This window is boring as fuck. It really, really is. If this was an actual window, you'd just be staring either at a dumpster or a brick wall, I think, mate. That's how shit the chat, sorry, Mark's distracted me with his cover of the chat. That's how shit the view would be, I think, to be fair. Paul Firth is wishing me happy birthday as well. Thank you very much, Paul. Really appreciate that, mate. Steve is also saying happy birthday, Chris. That's obviously an emoji, Steve, but it's not quite worked. So it just says popcorn yellow striped smile. which I really appreciate, mate. Thank you very much. Here's one of my favorite YouTube handles. Charles Habsburg, second of Spain. How long do you reckon till Miley's ahead of Joe Linton? He may not win it back as much, but Miley's clearly the better passer. He's unbelievable on the ball, Charles. I think the only players who are better than him in that midfield is Tonali and Bruno. I think Louis Miley can be as good as he wants to be. I think he's such a talent. At 18 years old, we said this on What's Going On when I was waxing lyrically about him. He's way ahead of anything I've seen coming through that academy in all the years I've watched Newcastle United. He's way ahead of the Longstaff brothers. He's way ahead of Anderson at that age as well. I think the only player I've seen in my lifetime coming out of the academy that gave me that same level of excitement was Andy Carroll, when he was smashing in goals in the championship. Some of the fans who remembered Gaza coming through. I was a bit young when Gaza came through, but Gaza coming through had that buzz and that excitement. This kid has got the same for me. 18 years old, doesn't look phased, just wants the ball all of the time, screaming at senior players to give it to him. Absolutely class. Absolutely class. I've got a birthday wish from the main guys at Toon Review. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, buddy. Not at our peak best tonight, but just shows what a team we have. Fourth in the league. Away the bloody lads. Absolutely, Paul. And thank you, mate. And as always, your commentary, absolutely class. If you haven't watched it already, guys, go back and watch it. The commentary with Billy and Paul is absolutely brilliant. And then Stato jumps on with his quality analysis as well in the halftime and full time. So Toon Review, guys, absolutely awesome as always. Rigor Morrison, anyone else think Isak has gone up a gear since the Arsenal game with energy, passion, and all-around game? Absolutely. James is saying, my knees are sexy as fuck. Maybe get yourself in a calendar, PJ. There might be a knees calendar. Maybe call it Knees Up. You can have that for free. Call your calendar Knees Up, mate, and just have a picture of knees all the time. There'll be some weird fucker that likes knees. Go on OnlyFans. Some fucker will be getting paid thousands of pounds to flash knee, mate. That could be you. That could be you. David saying, love this channel. I'm having a bath to eat. Don't worry. Top man, David. Get the ball bag scrubbed out, mate, and get rid of that hum and spunk, as you say. George is saying, like Face Off with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, only it's legs off. Absolutely, mate. Totally saying, thank you, Chris, for your channel. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Me and Mark, we do the best we can to get you this content out, guys, and we're glad that you enjoy it. Absolutely. What we got here? I don't know if you meant passes there. Did you, Joe Podney? Miley is cool and short asses. I'm sure you mean passes. We're not doing OnlyFans on this one, mate. He won't be better than Bruno, but Gaza was better than both. Gaza was fucking meant to be fair. Gaza's the most talented player this club has ever produced, and I'm not sure anyone will ever get as close to that, to be fair, because he was absolutely fucking brilliant. We've got Paul Kit Batanga saying happy birthday. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that, buddy. Scrolling down a few more there. Let's have a look. It was supposed to be a cake, Chris, says Steve. Well, it was very good. It was very good. I did appreciate it nonetheless. Joanna saying Miley and Hall are going far. Definitely ones to watch. I'd be shocked, Joanna, if they're not both England regulars in the next 2 to 3 seasons. I think, certainly if you look at what Louis Miley could do in that midfield that the likes of Jordan Henderson and Calvin Phillips used to offer, I think Louis Miley could do that role. And I think Lewis Hall's the best left back in the Premier League by a mile, certainly the best English left back. So he walks into the England starting 11, never mind the squad for me. Tony saying, great win. Stuck on a choker bus, not even out of tune yet from the match. Oh, mate. Well, hopefully the chat here was keeping you going, mate. I know how rough the old bus rides can be. I used to have to get the old bus back from the ground, but I've got a direct train now, the old Northumberland Express. So I'll be on that next time I go to the game, to be fair. Whenever the fuck that is, because you can't get a ticket for love nor money. I think you have to slaughter a goat to get a ticket for the football club now, unless you happen to be in America and win a ballot. But that's another story for another day. I'm sure a few people have pointed that out online, but I won't get into that tonight. But we could be here quite a long time. Comment there from Paul. I've just seen a comment flash by me face there. Where was it? Paul, I've just seen your comment and you flew past me there. I don't know where it is, mate. It's absolutely... Oh, there you are, Paul. Got you. Paul is saying, good win tonight. Wolves have historically been a bit of a banana skin in the past. I worry a little bit about Bournemouth, Paul, that we never seem to play well against Bournemouth. I don't know if it's an Eddie Howe respect thing or whatever. I worry about the Bournemouth game, but because we're at home and the confidence is high, I hope we got enough to see them off. We did produce Beardsley Murray. You are right. Yeah, he's absolutely fucking class, to be fair, Beardsley. I'm talking about the youth academy players. I mean, could you say Beardsley was the best? I mean, Beardsley was at the academy, and then he went away, played for Liverpool, and come back, and he was better, wasn't he? I think when he came back, possibly. But yeah, I mean, it's a debate. I think Gazza and Beardsley have got to be the main two, mate. To be fair, absolutely, yes, and absolutely. If you can drop a like on the channel as well, or you're a dirty Mackham. Well said. Yeah, drop a like. Unless if you don't, you're a Mackham. That's a great incentive to get likes on the channel. Really appreciate that as well. We'll be using that again. Absolutely. Marcus agrees that Beardsley was the best. I mean, my God, imagine we had a Beardsley in this team now. Holy shit. Kev saying he sees Blackpool are slowly going down the table. Well, you know, Kev, you knew that was going to happen, didn't you? The bubble has burst. Well, you know, it's maybe time I go manage Salford City with me son. But yeah, who knows? And Mark is saying shock. Yes. Who's shocked that Steve Bruce is going off the boil? No fucker. Absolutely no fucker. Guys saying Beardsley went to Canada and played for Vancouver Whitecaps. Absolutely. Yeah, I remember that. Christ. Didn't Pele go and play in America at one point as well? Fuck no. Aaron saying Beardsley's the one that got me to love Newcastle United. I honestly still think, right, you might think I'm crazy, right? But I honestly do think that Lionel Messi watched clips of Peter Beardsley when he was younger. You know, you might laugh at this, right? But that little jink that he does, it was just Peter Beardsley. It's absolutely Peter Beardsley. The way he runs with the ball, it's just Peter Beardsley, hands down. I remember watching Beardsley in the entertainers team, and you were thinking, fucking, you look at Messi and his movement, it's fucking more or less the same. Those little jinks in between centre halves, it really, really is. Comment there from JPD. Billy on TTR said it, but I do think Murphy's in the shout for an England call. If you're there on form, JP, he's got to be in for a shout, mate, because who's playing better on the right-hand side? Absolutely not. Peter saying Miley's the new Duncan Edwards. That's a great shout, Peter. And a blast from the past. I hope you enjoyed the game tonight, Peter. Thanks for commenting as well, mate. Really appreciate that as well. Scrolling down there. Ian says, Beardsley now tells jokes on Atletico Men's. That is brilliant, by the way. I saw that flash up on TikTok. It's Bob Mortimer, isn't it? It's fucking genius. Was it about his bowl with his ready Brecken and he dropped it and smashed it? Absolutely class. Absolutely brilliant. David said Beardsley's the most underrated player ever. I mean, he had a lot of bad press when he was coaching the kids, wasn't he? And I think it's just because he's a bit boring. He doesn't get the praise, but Peter Beardsley was absolutely fucking outstanding. He really, really was. What a footballer he really, really was. Guys saying, yeah, Beardsley made me love Newcastle United too. Absolutely, just an unbelievable footballer. He really was. Graham saying, Beardsley, Waddle, Keegan, Terry Mack. I now need a shower too. Absolutely, mate. And I was saying, glad to see people still remember one of my childhood heroes. Beardsley was a super player. He really, really was. David said, you're absolutely right, Chris. Messi and Beardsley, very similar stamp. Absolutely. The styles are there, mate. Absolute styles there. Steady, guy. Steady. I'm not sure he was selling any colognes back in the day, you know. Maybe it would have been called absolutely if he was selling some kind of aftershave back in the day. Lily's saying get in and his black and white army. Absolutely, Lily. Well said. Thanks for jumping in the comments as well. Really appreciate it. But I think that's us all kind of wrapped for tonight, guys. Really appreciate you all jumping in the comments. As always, it always helps these things flow. We're buzzing. Unbelievable. 9 wins on the spin. We're not scared of anybody at the minute. We've got another winnable game at the weekend against Bournemouth. There, the Howe derby. See them off. Continue to stay in that top 4 picture, and we're absolutely buzzing going into the back end of the season, the kind of final furlong of the season, the last third. And I think Newcastle United have got a really good chance of getting Champions League football and possibly even ending the season with a cup. What a fucking season that would be, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, whatever you're doing. We'll be back with some more Newcastle United content this week. Like and subscribe. Help get us to the 10K mark. We'll be back with a preview, back with a post-match again after Bournemouth at the weekends. Keep it evermore, guys. Have a belt wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you later. How are the lads?